Hello there and welcome to yet another League Championship match. This time we're in Season 59 and we have Neqativ versus Tracer. Negative, whatever, versus Tracer. And, so Tracer has made it back to the championship for the second season in a row. Very nice. As per usual, I will be rooting for the player who has previously won a championship. So that means Tracer, no offense to Neqativ. And looks like we'll be waiting about a minute before they start. I don't know what to say. I'm here alone today, which is fine. Sometimes I'm pretty bad with a co-commentator. Not on my co-commentators, on me. It can be hard to think about talking to another person and the game and spec chat all at once. And it's also quite difficult to find the timing, the rhythm of when to speak so that you're not speaking over them when you're not physically present. So these commentary strategy comments brought to you in the interim. I always start these videos too early. It's a real problem I have. Guess we can play some free cell. Free cells. Free cell's a pretty great game, if you ask me. I got one column already almost clear, so that's a good start. Favorable. Well, I guess I did eat. I'm not really a big breakfast person. I ate some pears. I have access to a pear tree, and I have been eating a lot of pears for about a month and a half. So that was what I ate. The people were clamoring. And by the people, I mean, all right, we got a game. Yeah, this is kind of a tough opener, I guess. Well, it's not so bad. The fisherman helps quite a bit. So you're going to probably take fisherman on your first. I mean, I guess someone could have rolled the 2-5 and that would have been super good, but that didn't happen. So these are pretty much equivalent because there aren't any 4s. So you can take fisherman and then you can take either silver, or you can take monastery, I guess. But probably silver, just because you got to buy these other cards. I think silver's got to be a little better. I mean, it doesn't got to be, but I think I would do it. This has a good chance of just getting out of hand one way or the other, depending on like how good, I don't know, you get your sentry, or maybe if you just get nice enough souk stuff, you just do that. I do think turn 1 is kind of easy. But I guess you can think about turn 1 and 2 during turn 1. we won't penalize Tracer just yet. And then eventually you can, well, there aren't really cheap actions, but you can probably make enough money that you still can outscore provinces pretty well with collection. So again, it may just be more of a pile thing than anything else. Or maybe the merchant guild stuff is explosive enough, I don't know. Okay, Neqativ hits the sentry. Tracer has that as well. Did Neqativ have, no, I just want to know. Neqativ has a shot at double 5. Tracer doesn't. Tracer does indeed take the souk, and Neqativ does hit the double 5. Which is really nice. It makes you kind of wish you had taken, no, I guess you couldn't have. I would probably just do the second sentry. You could do souk. I don't really love Mastermind yet, though maybe. I mean, there's a world where you get really lucky. Draw it next turn. Neqativ does go with the souk. I think that's fine. Tracer gets Monastery. I'm not sure if that helps all that much. I think that's probably bad. I'll be honest. Neqativ hits the double trash. And yeah, that looks pretty nice. What Steph has suggested here, Fisherman souk. I mean, there's kind of I don't know, it's a little weird. You are kind of asking for collision the next shuffle. It's not super clear. I mean, it's nice to do the trashing, but it's just one card. If you're not going to really play the souk the next shuffle. I don't know what you'd do instead. I mean, Fisherman something. Or you can draw this hand, in which case the souk looks very good. So, not that it's the shuffle you want to draw, but it is the kind of thing where the souk does help mitigate drawing all this crud at the start of this next shuffle. I don't know what order you kind of put in like Lost City and Mastermind. I think this is probably a Lost City. You have like a pretty good shot of getting to play both souks if you put the Lost City in here. So this poor, I do think the Monastery was really bad actually, but it was going to be kind of tough anyway. Does not find, well, there's still a shot. There's still a chance. You should discard the souk. Yep, there you go. Doesn't get it. But still very far ahead. Does not have 10. So Fisherman Mastermind. Oh, you can't afford Fisherman, never mind. that's a good point, Cave. I didn't even really think about all that. Maybe it was a too quick discard and my suggestion was bad. This isn't like super great Sook payload board. I mean, that's not compatible with like collection, but maybe you just do the Merchant Guild stuff and who cares. Now Neqativ has the Monastery to kind of finish the cleanup here, help the Sooks out eventually. You just trash the silver here, right? You don't really need... I mean, I guess it gets you a fisherman, but... I guess you could play the silver and do fisherman and whatever. I think the Monastery is okay-ish. Guild? Yeah, you do need a guild probably. This isn't particularly close though, so we shouldn't have much in the way of a game. Don't like the second mastermind, but whatever. Double is so weird. I mean, you don't really have... Huh. I don't think this is the build. Mostly a double mastermind the last turn, but... Because the Sooks aren't good mastermind targets. And... so I don't know why I load up on 30 billion of them. Like, ooh... yeah, they're okay. They're all in on the Sook stuff. Yeah, okay, but your opening hand having several is pretty scary also. Because you don't actually have very many cantrips now. I also don't know why the first buy isn't a fisherman here. Like, there's no shot you don't want to buy a $2 fisherman. Maybe the money doesn't matter. I didn't count it, but like the previous turn the money didn't matter, but this turn, I'm pretty sure you could have got a fisherman. That's so weird. I mean, like, they are obviously aware of the fisherman stuff. You have to draw. You have to play cantrips. You're not gonna... Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see it. Like, you just play the masterminds on the masterminds and sukes that you have in hand and just buy green. I mean, you'll win. I mean... So how many? It's 3 mastermind plays. I guess you could mastermind, and then just triple souk and buy a province. Or however many provinces. I don't know how many that gets you, but I guess only 1. Why'd they mastermind the sentry? Was that really the best thing to mastermind at that point? Whatever. Yeah, the double 5 free shuffle is nice. Good buys from Neqativ though. Did not like Tracer's Monastery in the first reshuffle, but not clear that mattered a whole lot. Okay, they both have the 5-2. So I guess you could do... I don't know, this is weird. There's drawn thinning, but not really strong payload particularly. If you're feeling really fancy, you can try Poorhouse. I guess I didn't mention this, but the status going into this final match is that Neqativ and Tracer are tied, but Tracer has the head-to-head tiebreaker from the regular match, so Tracer wins with 3 wins. Neqativ needs 3.5 or better. I truly don't know what I would do on this board. You could try Poorhouse stuff. They both went with the old town crier. the second spice merchant. The double blacksmith, okay, that's something. You know, I don't have a grasp on this one, so I'm just gonna let the players speak their truths to me. Which is apparently blacksmith. That blacksmith just drew as much as a smithy would have. That's incredible. I'm a blacksmith hater, actually. This is what the other thing my commentary devolves into, is me just describing myself as an X-card hater. Some meaningless. Town crier is fine. Townsfolk are exceptionally bad, though. Got a ghost. Give up the ghost. Elders. Gosh. Oh yeah, that you can elder spice merchant. That'll, I mean, if that happens, we can lose our minds. Oh, and that, okay. Oh, I didn't even find the ghost. I was getting ready to take it all back. I was getting ready to just sing the blacksmith's praises, but it didn't even draw the ghost, so what's the point of anything? Do they really have the actions for that? Or the, like, why the double pour? They don't have money. They don't have the actions or money, or, I mean, I guess you could do it if you just think these are gonna rule later on, but now the elders I also don't know about, but whatever. What's on the mat? Oh, incredible. They were so excited to do Elder Native Village that they didn't just pick up the blacksmith and elder the blacksmith, which I think was probably better. But I didn't count everything. But I think that was probably a little better. Here they go, cave. Now they're gone. This is looking a little bit like it might lose to hard AI. I'm not gonna lie. Well, okay, to be fair, hard AI may have gotten confused itself at some point with these cards. But hard AI will do archive stuff quite reasonably, and will likely have cleaned up a little bit here. So I would give Hard AI some shot. Why? Maybe I'm missing something, but do you need that many plus actions here? I don't know why some of those blacksmiths weren't played for. Looks like it's gonna work out okay anyway. But I think you should have used some of the ghost blacksmith for just drawing into the hand. It's gonna end with 30 actions here. This also feels like maybe you could have checked what was left in deck before eldering the blacksmith. I'm not sure. You can turn your card that produces $3 into 2 cards that produce $1. It is fun. I do think buying gold to stonemason it is usually a lose, not the play, but I'm sure it happens. Certainly gaining gold for it is great. Tracer taken off again. Tracer's just trying to give us a little bit of build up for his comeback. Or alternatively, it's going to be like last season where Tracer gets swept pretty quickly. That's not what I'm hoping for, as stated earlier, but it could be the world we're living in. All right, we don't have a lot of action plus action situation. Can Band of Nomads help us out here? Not really. I don't know. What are you drawing with the figurine that is like good? Tools? And tools are pretty good. I don't know how much the mining roads matter, but I mean, it's hard unless you have, I don't know, you're as likely to not get to play them with a figurine. I mean, then of course you can get the coin, but the real issue with that would be, what does familiar do to it? I think. I don't think I'd really want to play the figurine deck against cursing. All these students. Student. 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 Everybody's preparing to advance. This feels like they're gonna skip familiar, and I don't think I would have. Conjurer looks pretty good here. It's as good a terminal as you're likely to have here by a long shot. Maybe if you have a really good deck outpost, but that's maybe a ways away. Gets a moat. Love gaining those moats. Lich. I don't know. I've never thought about Lich a single time in my life. Lich, skip a turn, and it could be your outpost turn. But you're still going to suffer the penalty. I don't even know why you would really care about the draw all that much. By the time you're in that spot, you're pretty thin and playing GMs. So I'm not convinced. It's true. I think the real question is like, you have to use an advance to get the Lich. And you have to... without advance, you play the treasure. I don't know. I don't know. The treasure stuff seems so bad to me. Not so bad, but bad against cursing. This is gonna be a real slow one. The real question is, if you're convinced your opponent will not buy familiar, how much does Envoy Big Money compete with what they're doing right now? Oh, they're just losing the Conjurer. That seems terrible. But it worked out because they did draw their tools right now. That's true, Cave. They're gonna get 2 more GMs here. A moat. More GMs being acquired. The trashing isn't like totally done. Surely, I mean, gold's got to be better than nothing in this. Though maybe you just buy an action. The outpost. Yeah, sorcerer. I could believe the sorcerer. And it's not actually clear to me that you just take every single free mote if you have. I would not have done this, yeah. Yeah, this looks better. I wouldn't put the student on top here, but whatever. I would have just taken the, I think at that point I maybe would have just taken 2 GMs. I know you can draw it, but guess here. There, I think I definitely would have done the copper. No, I know what you mean, Cave. I was just thinking to see more of the deck first. Here, I certainly would have. Either done the double trash or done an advance in there. So Tracer has pretty good odds of getting the rest of the GMs now. Though less odds doing this way similarly. You're not buying, I mean, surely you buy the sorcerer there. I'm confused. Not playing the copper and not buying the sorcerer just looks real weird to me. I expect it was, I'm sure Tracer didn't think that via the rules. I think Tracer probably just didn't think through his playing and clicked advance and then didn't feel like undoing or didn't think about it or something. Who knows? Oh, the favor got spent. That's exciting. So we did get the GMs emptied here. Right. Yeah, I see what you mean, Lemon. Some kind of quick play, not thinking through. Didn't go through for sure. These decks are pretty bad. Not gonna lie. They're pretty awful, actually. I think this board did help demonstrate That student is awful. Well, this is pretty good, actually. I take it all back. Tracer's clean enough. For now. For now. The only card I like in the wizard pile is Conjurer. The GM defense. I guess cave, but I don't. It's not clear it'll help more than it hurts. You gold province here? That looks pretty nice. Ooh, you hitting the 9 even there. Also very nice. Yeah, Tracer's in trouble. Just off that outpost turn from Neqativ, which was extremely good. I mean, if Tracer's outpost turn is good enough, then at least he'll have some threat, but... The old silver. These decks are going to be very, very bad at holding duchies. Negatives will probably be a little better. It would be cool if we see the copper by spike mattering. That would be kind of cute. The $3 mining road. Does Tracer know what his last card is? Do we know what Tracer's last card is? It was Province. I mean, knew that. Every day of the week. Neqativ could Province Duchy. I don't know if that's scary or not. Probably not. Get Province Duchy and go into the outpost turn. You have gold down here, so you like okay shots at least picking up another duchy maybe. I guess you could just gold and province again too. It's gold province left, so you don't have a very good shot of hitting province on the next hand, but you have like an okay-ish shot of hitting. Oh, he drew it, but why? I don't know if that's a good trade or not. Take the... Yeah, you clear it, but there was a gold there. I mean, it worked out in this instance, so... That's true, Cave. That's true. Good point. All right, Neqativ is going to go up 3-0, reach match point. Let's see, what did we end up with? 13, okay. I didn't get to see what we ended up with because they went through so quickly. We'll never know. First mate village, that's always something. You gotta do it. There's a lot of building possible and a lot of alt VP possible. And eventually some junk. Gotta prepare yourself. 5-2 is pretty bad. Lookout money winner looks great. Looks absolutely like the opening to me. So Tracer, I would go ahead and get a Coven. That's just me though. Tracer goes with the first mate, which, you know, I mean, I get it. Like, I get it. But, and it's fine because they can get the Coven now, but. Can just straight up buy an animal fair. Those are worth 7. So are the loots. Surely loot's better than abundance. It's gotta be. There's no way. I mean, on average, like, there are probably some loots you'd take worse, or take, anyway, they got a good, they're just, Tracer's crushing this one. This one is super over. I do think the second first mate is probably premature. Like, you just don't really have the deck for it yet, but now you wish you had a loot, don't you? Don't you? All you loot haters. Wish you had a loot. I know I do. I wouldn't lose the money lender until all the coppers are gone. Like, I don't like it. I don't like that at all. Who even cares about getting an animal fair? I mean, it's fine, but Tracer will get to do chariot race in a chariot race. That's super funny. Then tossing the... They had another money. Oh, they trashed it. They replaced the money line. I see. It was an abundance trick. It was an abundance trick. It all makes sense now. I didn't read the log very well. The abundances are kind of annoying in this deck, though. You can handle a couple. I mean, if you have a lot of Wayfarer stuff, you can handle whatever, but it's a little hard. No, not another first mate. Don't agree. Tracer's getting to scary lookout times. These first mates are so powerful that you can play them on a single cantrip and do nothing. I love first mate. It's such an awkward card. Just insanely awkward. Figurehead, wow. Figurehead's not very good. Sword's not very good. I guess the whole point of those is probably more just like they cost $7. That's probably more the idea with the loots than anything else. They could have trashed that. I guess they were trashing the copper anyway. The Tracer is going to give himself a shot at lookouting the estate here, thanks to Sword. This last card's Animal Fair, right? So Chariot Race wins here. Or is that already gone? I'm not sure. It's either already gone or this is the Animal Fair. Guess Tracer hadn't shuffled, so it's not. I don't know why you play the lookout there. That seems a little weird. This is where the abundances do start looking not like loots in the way you want them to for this board. The curses are even so far. Neqativ does have an Animal Fair on top, so that the last two curses are going to Tracer for sure. Well, I guess they were going to Tracer no matter what, but they're going to Tracer and Neqativ is drawing. Gets another abundance, don't like particularly. Fours are really a liability here for the chariot races. And also treasures are a liability for the first mates. So, not loving it. Does get to activate a chariot race here. Beautiful. Thanks, Poacher. Thanks, Poacher. You rule. This may just end up... I thought Tracer was pretty far ahead at the start. But I kind of think I'd rather be negative right now. I mean, it's not hard to say I'd rather be the person that doesn't have 6 curses in exile. That's not really a bold claim. So many first mates. Why? Like, so many. Tracer does get to do the cursing, the actual junking first, which isn't nothing. Oh no, never mind. Tracer does not get to do that first. That's not good. That's really not good for Tracer. Well, we'll see how the turn ends up coming, but it's certainly not bad. I guess Neqativ also has the figurehead coming down, so probably gets to find some better partners for the first mate than what's in hand at the moment. We're getting a little Wayfarer action, which I think is reasonable. Yeah, you province buyers. Didn't get very much help from the figureheads. So what's left? There's like some poachers. At least one. I don't know how many. It's for drawing the abundances. In the provinces, maybe. Okay, so Tracer is in a good blocking position here. Did just receive 6 curses, which will be a real bummer. We're not far from piles. Neqativ buys a second lookout, I guess in anticipation of doing some curse trashing. Your ability to green here is really dependent on either having poachers or Wayfarer. Or your ability to hold green, I should say. I mean, not losing is good. I'm a big fan of that. I'm fine with province here. He's just lowering, not good. Don't lower. Lowering, very bad. Lowering, very, very bad. But Tracer has not found the first mates. So you have to, well, you do, I mean, to be honest, you have to play the lookout. Like, you probably before this even. I think there was probably a spot where it was a little bit better, but you are going to get to move a little bit off of this. You have to trash the... No, you gotta trash the Wayfarer, actually. But whatever. To be fair to everybody who didn't get to the Wayfarer. Well, what do you need? 19? $2 short. It was definitely... Well, isn't it? Is a dud turn coming up? Well, there's like 3 yeah. Yes. And Neqativ did get to block the exiling. Yeah, I think so, Lemon. Oh, I mean, it's like hard to say. I would have done one sooner. He couldn't do one sooner in the first mate chain. Well, I guess you could have. I'd have to check. It was played pretty quick. There was certainly opportunities to do it earlier before the reshuffle. When you had like 2 poachers in hand or something. Whether that helps, I don't know. But during the first mate chain, I'm not sure, action-wise. They played 2 chariot races. I don't know if they had the lookout. No, they didn't have it yet. What was unfortunate was that the lookout was drawn outside of the first mate chain. So like if the lookout had been switched with one of the earlier draws in the shuffle, it would have worked out. Yeah, the negatives buys were awful, but now we may just get into real messy. Oh, that figurehead coming through again. I'm gonna die if Neqativ just never gets the curses. I guess here it's... I mean, he still has a chance of getting around to a shuffle where the shield is back in there. There's some odds. Very small now, but... is this enough for anything? I don't know. Did the Tracer still has not found a coven, so maybe they won't actually... Well, these races could win a fair bit. Oh, they're the abundances. Never mind. They don't win any. They will won one, but... Yes, that's correct, Shamrock. The Tracer does get to give the curses. That's exciting. I'm excited. The abundances are also quite bad during this greening situation. I don't hate like some number. I don't hate maybe the first abundance, but I think there are definitely long-term liabilities here. But anyway, this is like really close to already just being enough to win, but will certainly be enough to clinch it for realistic purposes. I mean, there's chariot race, so there's always some kind of outside shot. But is this actually enough? Oh, this is just a no. Buy short. The old sword. Well, this was a bit of an anticlimactic. Championship. We do get yet another new league winner. Congratulations to Neqativ. Guess I'm probably not supposed to do this before the game's over. I'm just being efficient. Why do you not play first mate on the chariot race? What is the upshot? Like that you draw Coven? I don't get it. Is that even upshot? I'm so confused. I hope this game lasts long enough that somehow Tracer gets to do chariot race stuff. They're not like that unlikely though at all. They weren't like unlikely lookout reveals. There was only one curse in there. Well, okay, besides that, in that game, I was, I think Neqativ played them very well, so worthy victory. We're going to play a couple more games just for the joy of it. And see what happens. This is a nice kingdom. This has some stuff to do. I'm a fan. Big fan, big fan. How hard is it? I was going to say, if you want, it's not hard at all. It depends. Cave. I mean, mood stuff, it's just all a little bit random. Trying to think of the times I've been a lame duck. I don't think I've ever really been had a lot of lame duck games, like where I was in one where I was out really, really early. And even then, that's sometimes better. Like if it's close, it usually is only like one game, if any. And then that's not so bad. You can just play them quick. Just kind of turn your brain off and click stuff. All right, so although I kind of already said it, congrats to Neqativ. Why am I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it wasn't totally clear that earlier was like better. I don't know that it would have been lemon, but maybe. I mean, I think you could have made some arguments when there were multiple poachers in hand that finding the first mate would have been more valuable at that point. But that was the only kind of angle on it that I could see. I also think I think Tracer trashed the wrong thing on the reveal. I think Tracer trashed an animal fair instead of a Wayfarer, and I think he should have trashed the Wayfarer for Tracer's first lookout reveal. Now whether that, I don't know, you know, checking these things this way is such a seed dependent thing. It's not that informative. But so much of this replay, I mean, especially that where Tracer shuffled, I mean, you're just probing what the seed does, and you're not necessarily learning about the range of outcomes. If it's not just as clear, you know, this way was better and guaranteed to win. This board has townsfolk. I don't even see them. No, there were 2 animal fairs. He trashed one of them. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, though. The first lookout reveal was first mate Wayfarer Animal Fair. And there you have to keep the first mate, and then it's just whether you trash or discard the other ones. Nobody, okay, who has the livery? Neqativ has the livery. Oh, Fool's Gold. Interesting. I don't think that's right. This is a really funny hand. Didn't you just get like 1 million liveries? And then mix in, you know, by 1 million, I mean, you know, couple and a couple scepters, and then whatever, however many village grains you need and all that other stuff. Well, again, like I said, Haka, I'm just thinking about it. I don't care so much about whether it works on the seed or not. That's just not answering the question I care about. I mean, it's answering one very, very specific form of it. Neqativ also chasing the Fool's Gold. You already have a scepter, though. So you don't have to have a treasure. I understand wanting a treasure in your deck, but if you already have the scepter, you don't necessarily need another one. I wonder if there was room there to play livery first. Sort of looks like maybe yes. Not sure, didn't count. Well, that was a cool kingdom. Negative going. Clean sweep. This kingdom, not as cool. This is one of these boards where it's rendered for me as super tiny. Like there's just like huge amounts of blank space on either side of the kingdom. Like the gap between the treasures and the kingdom is like huge. Old map catapult seems pretty reasonable. When are we gonna see map and young map get printed? That's what the people have been clamoring for. What do you do here? I guess you just thin and do some conspirator stuff. Black Cat would actually be, the curses would be actually pretty annoying. Depending on how many are getting put out. We get voyages. We're going to use the voyage to trash, I guess, and attack. Trash and attack. Maybe the curses will just be done this way. Okay, both players now have the snowy. Wonder if Tracer will rotate the voyages here, have a bit of a monopoly on the extra turns. I'm gonna say yes. It does happen. I kind of said yes as it was happening, so it wasn't such a powerful prediction, but I swear I thought of it before I said it. Don't find any trashing attacking here. Just pick up the conspirators. It's one of these things where the more you put in the other stuff, the worse the voyage turns you're gonna kind of get for what you can like usefully accomplish in them. I guess if you have conspirators, it's fine. You probably hit 4 and just buy another conspirator. Tracer gets to the sunken treasure, which can at least pick up the artificer and the first conspirator, which is nice for sure. And maybe like a torment or two, maybe I don't know. Enlarge is, I'm really bad with enlarge. It's like, it's a tough one for me. See what comes first here on the sunken treasure. Goes for the artificer. Seems reasonable. Tracer does look ahead to me. Don't know if it's a very big lead or not, but solidly ahead. Finds the snowy in time to get the black cat played. That helped. That was all really nice for Tracer. The conspirator stuff would be less scary if they had, you know, a couple old maps. But it actually is a little bit scary the way this is. The way this deck looks at the moment. Until you have a few more artificers. Because you like, well, here they found these two things, so it's fine, but you kind of increase the chance that you need to play your snowy to move, and then the conspirators, of course, look kind of terrible. Why did Tracer get... I don't know. Tracer got a second snowy. See, here we just have, we're going to play these. I would actually not play the artificer, and I would, well, you can use it and gain an artificer, that's fine. Yeah. Well, 6 is too many, I think, but I don't think you actually want a gold or a horde. Alright, well, GG's to our players. Congratulations to Neqativ on their first league championship. Congratulations to Tracer on another second place finish. Tracer's up there with the all-time greats of Dominion League. And thank you everyone for listening to me blabber. Thank you as always to our league mods who make this all possible. And I will catch you all later.